Hey out there, and welcome to the Hands-On Wrestling Review Podcast, the video podcast where we review matches and recreate them with your favorite action figures. I am your host, Luke, and I am here with my co-host, the Sultan of Storytelling, Mr. Alex Kalil.
Good evening, everyone.
Now, for our first episode, we will be reviewing The Undertaker versus Goldberg that took place this past year at the Super Showdown show in Jeddah, Saudi Arabia. This match was a match that on paper could only be described as a dream match. Could it live up to the hype?
Short answer, no. Long answer, yes.
I have to say that the video package leading in, it was really good.
And to be fair, like this was the first time where I'm like, you know what? This could be the Saudi Arabia show to finally give me something worth watching.
After going back and rewatching this for this show, I was like, oh, it seems like I could get into this match. If I had no idea what was going on, I had just heard Goldberg versus Taker, and I tuned in at the beginning of this, I would have been hyped.
Yeah.
So I guess let's just dive in.
Well, of course, we need to go through the entrances first because they make up
absolutely
literally half of the entire match.
Oh yeah. So yeah, we get the video package. Taker.
What is the line? Digging holes and taking souls and digging holes.
Something like that.
They really want that to be cool. It's not cool. It's a bad line.
It isn't. That's I don't know if Taker's ever said anything that actually was cool.
He had one great line. I remember distinctly. It was the Austin feud during the 2-man power trip, where it's like, take your ass to church on Sunday morning because your soul can belong to God, but your ass belongs to me.
That's the gayest line.
I know, yeah. But as a kid, watching it at the time, I was like, that's a badass line.
Got you all excited as a kid. Anyway.
So Goldberg's music hits, the crowd erupts into Goldberg chants for about 10 seconds, and then they just stop. And they're just kind of all standing around awkwardly. Goldberg comes out of the locker room, like, the best part is, like, you know, they're sitting there waiting, and, like, they finally knock on the door, like, okay, it's been a minute, Goldberg, we're ready to go.
Pinch it off in there.
And I hear like a before he walks out.
It's a struggle.
Looking like he just came out of the fucking shower.
He's got like a bead of blood on his head.
So right there, he pre-gigs himself and comes out looking like he just got out of the shower. Like, this man is drenched in sweat.
Like, did nobody give him like an update? Like, hey, you got a couple minutes. It's like the show's started.
Goldberg walks out to tiny little sparklers.
Yeah, he doesn't get the golden shower.
No, it's a little spooter. It's like, okay. Goldberg gets in the ring and then just walks around and raises his fist like a Black Power, like, you know.
He didn't know. He was like, when are they going to stop playing this music?
Right. He didn't know what to do. Goldberg, master of not knowing what the fuck to do unless someone tells him what to do. And then we get the Druids.
That was cool.
They brought the Druids.
Visual.
Yes, yeah, the Druids with the coffin of the other dead journalist from Saudi Arabia.
Ooh,
yeah, get in there. They cross streams and just leave.
Yeah, I was like, did you see them leave? I just at one point I'm like, where did all them go?
It's great because if you go back and watch it, like you like see them like walk across each other, like, hey, how's it going, Bob, and walk away to the other side, and like as Taker's like music comes on, like he starts coming out, you see like little flickers of like them like trying to put out the torches on the side. Go back and watch like on the right or left hand side, you can see them trying to like
blowing them out,
trying to get the torches put out. So this is great. Gong, big pop, gong, another big pop, gong, another pop. 4 gongs, and the crowd is like, okay, where's Taker?
Where is he?
Like he got like 7 gongs.
How long, start to finish, from when his music hit till the time that the music ended? How long is his entrance?
Got to be like 4 minutes and 20 seconds.
6 fucking minutes and 6 seconds.
I was gonna guess 5, and I'm like, no, it wasn't that long.
I could, because he had gotten down the ramp, and I'm like, I gotta know. So I rewound it and timed it.
Well, it also did get the cool thing because he rose from the grave. That was neat.
Looked good. It was very. It was just like everything on this show. High production value. Looked great.
So yeah, I haven't written here the 2 longest entrances in wrestling. I think that's an easy one. big ass firework display for when Taker does the raising the arms thing.
That was cool.
Awesome. It's like again, it's like the production value so good on these shows.
It's amazing.
Cole with the horribly fumbled line that back in the day, for many weeks, for many years, these two went head to head, so to speak, in the Monday Night Wars. Just fumbling his way through that line.
You could tell everything he said was written.
Oh, of course.
From the time that the music stopped till the bell rang, it was this monologue of just BS. And anytime that you have to read half a page, it's just not going to come off.
Again, I'm just looking for reasons.
Really?
I'm just looking for any reason to shit in this match because I fucking hate it. It's terrible.
So all the festivities have settled down. We get a stare down to start us off.
Yep.
Then we get Taker throws a punch. He gets punched in the face off the ropes. Bang! Hits him with a spear, and the crowd goes crazy.
It was a good spear too.
It was one of those. It felt very much like the matches that they had booked.
Yep.
Goldberg in previously.
Yes.
You're like, okay, it's gonna be quick and it's gonna be heavy hitters.
Mm-hmm.
Follows up, boom, another spear.
At this point, I'm like, okay, I'm in. This is gonna be awesome. How can this be bad?
Right, yeah, and it was hot. Obviously, we know that they're going to the finish way earlier than most of the matches on this card. Okay, after the second spear, we get the sit up, the Taker sit up, boom,
big pop,
another big pop,
yeah.
Another big spot. We get a Irish whip off the rope, missed punch, and he goes for a choke slam.
Doesn't just go for a choke slam. He goes for a choke slam, and Goldberg counters with the shittiest knee bar ever in professional wrestling.
A beautiful.
It was horrible.
And it's a move he does in every match. If you go back and watch WCW, from his first match, he has always done this knee bar.
Mm.
And this was probably the worst one. I mean, it's never looked amazing, but Jesus. He rolled, and then he had to scramble down to his feet.
You can almost hear Taker saying, "What the fuck are you doing?" And the best part is, this kills the crowd.
Yeah, immediately. They don't want to see that.
Yeah, the crowd was into everything. And then the second it goes down to the ground, they're like, what?
And Taker immediately grabs him. He's like, no, fuck it. The spot's dead.
Yeah. And I think Michael Corey Graves were like, a unique version of the knee bar, which is always a way
it's
of
pretty
saying
unique when you're not fucking touching the knee. the biggest
the turn.
Yeah, the keystone moment in this match. So Goldberg whips Taker into the corner, and he follows him up. Taker moves, boom, spear right into the turnbuckle, and immediately you see Goldberg's juice.
Instant.
It juiced up.
It is one of the best juicings of all time. It's instant. Blood everywhere.
And the question to me was, did he hit the post or did he hit the turnbuckle?
I don't know. It
didn't look like he made it all the way
I
to
think
the
he
post.
hit the turnbuckle. I don't think he hit the post. Okay. I watched it back. It's I thought he had ran right into it, but no, it's he grazes that turnbuckle, but it was instantly oh, he's out. You can tell.
You could tell he was mad, he was shaking it, and it was almost like he was stuck in the corner thinking, "Shit," because this has happened before in WCW.
Yeah,
but
Taker stalls a long time. To give him time.
I mean, Taker goes over and he's punching him and kicking him, and you could tell that Goldberg's selling. So he's like, okay, it seems like it's all right.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, Taker takes a step back, and he knows, but I don't think he knows nearly as much as
it shows.
Yeah, it's going to be bad. It's going downhill.
It's amazing.
The next thing, he's slowly recovering. He seems okay, but at this point he collapsed into a heap onto the mat. So you can tell there's something wrong, but he's still able to go. So we get punches and stomps, and then we get the arm wringer, and we got the old school.
Got old school.
Perfectly safe, nothing wrong there. And we get Taker. He goes to threaten for a choke slam, and Goldberg is just taking a nap on the ropes.
I have that right here. It's Taker's ready for a choke slam, and he has to hold it
I think he even asked the ref,
we doing this?
What's going on? And the ref goes over and you can hear him say, "Bill, you all right?" so he wakes up and stumbles. You could see even the way he was stepping. Stumbles into this choke slam.
Yeah.
But he nailed it. It was a great slam.
It was a great choke slam.
And then Taker gives his throat slash. Next we get Taker's gonna put him away. He's gonna put him away. He gets him up for the tombstone, and when he scoops him up, you hear this vocal grunt, like, "Oh my god!" Like he's dead weight.
Yeah, it was the ugliest scoop for a tombstone ever.
Yeah, like no help,
none.
Bill's arms are just flailing about.
Almost loses him,
and you could see like at one point he like readjusts before he just drops him on top of his fucking head.
The greatest tombstone ever because he dropped him right on his head.
Like you couldn't have hit it better. Like it was perfect.
It was perfect.
It was so disgusting. It looked like Bill's defense was to just absorb it with the top of his fucking head. It was disgusting.
I'm really surprised there wasn't like a huge red puddle where his head hit after that tombstone.
But seriously, how is his neck not broken?
I have no idea. It was crazy. Bad. It was so bad. Big kick out for only 2. And like I think this was the point where the crowd was like, okay, we're back on board.
So he gets him back into the corner, he's beating him up, and then we get a double spot where miss clothesline, then a double clothesline.
Double down,
Not pretty. Like you could tell, even Taker looks like he's like protecting himself. Like I don't want to get.
I remember they showed the replay, and like Taker had like an audible. He was annoyed at this point.
I bet. And at this point, did you hear the crowd?
No.
This is awesome chant.
Oh, that's right.
It's like, oh my god.
Well, of course, because this is again, like compared to the rest of the show, this was actually reasonably entertaining because it's short and it knows what people want.
Right. Yeah. I mean, it hadn't. If you were in the crowd, you wouldn't realize how much of a train wreck it was yet.
Yes.
So, they make it to their feet. They trade punches.
Get the booyah spot.
Yep. Get the crowd back. They're into it. They've been into it the whole match. We get that's followed by a snake eyes in the corner.
Yep.
Followed immediately by a spear,
which was great,
which was awesome.
And again, once like right there, I'm like, I'm back in because this is kind of cool.
It's like okay,
Goldberg's back.
Yeah, he's good. He's shaking the cobwebs.
Yep.
And so he follows that up. He's like, okay,
it's jackhammer time.
Yeah, it's time.
He and to his credit, he got Undertaker up and then drops him with the most vicious brainbuster in WWE history.
You could see, and the way that Taker landed, he landed like an old man slipping on ice, just stiff as a board. Like he was done. He was pissed. It was over. He was sick of it.
It was the nastiest jackhammer I've ever seen in my life. El Generico is somewhere like wishing, I wish I could have hit a brainbuster that vicious sometime.
Right.
It was brutal.
It was one of those like where you have that audible like,
oh yeah, it just ooh no. Big kick out for 2 again. Yep. And again, I'm just like amazed that Taker, the professional, did that. That was strike 2 at that point.
Right.
And like why Taker didn't just beat his ass right then, I'll never know.
I have to give it up to the commentary team here because they were like, oh, you didn't get all of it. Like they did a great job covering it.
Yes, they did.
So this is where Bill tries to hit the tombstone on Taker.
Roman Reigns had a better tombstone attempt at WrestleMania. This was ugly.
I mean, it wasn't even close.
Like, it wasn't.
It was obviously. I think the plan was get him up for the tombstone, fall back into the reversal where Taker has him. Yeah. Well, he just immediately just plops right on his back.
And at this point, Taker has had enough.
Yeah, he's like, nope, we're not doing that.
Goozled him for a choke slam and gives him a choke slam that would make Hulk Hogan shed a tear. Hulk Hogan, you are no longer the winner of the shittiest choke slam of all time. Bill Goldberg, come up and take your prize, please.
And poor Taker's got to be in on both of them.
Yeah.
He's like first and second.
And the shitty choke slam is enough for 3. That was Taker saying, you're done. We're going home. And immediately after the bell, Taker has the most annoyed dad face all time.
I'm so glad that they not only did they zoom in on it, but they just kept it on it. Like he is so visibly pissed. Like get me the fuck out of here.
Like he puts the straps down, lets out the man chest. He's done.
No, and the best, he gets up. He doesn't do his pose. He gets up and he's walking around the ring with his hands on his hips, and he's got this look like, do you believe this shit? That's what you get.
Yeah, it was bad.
I'm done.
Yeah. Medics to take a look at Bill, and Taker stands in the ring, gets a huge pyro for his efforts. Yeah. And they were kind of pretty quick to wrap things up here.
They had seen enough.
Oh yeah, I'd seen enough at this point. Yeah,
and that closed out the show. Just Taker walking around the ring.
Yep. This is the worst match of 2019, in my opinion, because this was a match where I had expectations. You didn't have to deliver a technical masterpiece. Give me 3, 4, maybe 5 minutes of these guys just beating the hell out of each other, and I'd have been a happy customer. Poor Taker, once again, victim of a shit match in Saudi Arabia that, in hindsight, probably shouldn't have been booked, period. This was a dream match that WWE gave us, and instead of delivering a cherished gem to look back on in years and be like, oh man, how awesome would that be? And be like, man, imagine what would happen if these guys had actually wrestled in their prime. We look back at it and be like, my God, both these guys need to retire before they kill themselves.
Mm-hmm.
This was a terrible match.
This was a dream match that should have happened a decade ago, 2 decades ago.
Yeah.
The problem that I have with it is that WWE only dusts off dream matches for Saudi Arabia.
Yeah.
This is a match that would have never taken place at WrestleMania. If it had, I would have been okay with that.
Yeah, absolutely.
It makes sense. Again, both were past their prime, but it was clear that they had booked a match to protect both guys. Like,
yes.
If this match would have gone to plan, it would have been a pretty damn good match.
Yeah, like again, before Bill rung his bell, aside from the shitty knee bar, it was like, this is exactly what I want.
Yeah. Yep.
Like, I remember reading the reviews and like, oh man, how bad could this match be? And I watched it after the fact, and I was like, oh man, this match is great. Okay, bad knee bar. Oh, this is where it turns around. It's like it's a noticeable turn in the match.
Yeah, it's a complete drop off. To credit the guys, they did try. They put in the effort. I'll give them that. It was one of those matches where you don't want to see somebody get hurt, but the whole like calamity of it, the fact that it was in Saudi Arabia, the fact that these guys only were there for a payday, it was such like it was like karma, watching karma play out.
And that's the thing, like every Saudi Arabia show has been suffering from that effect.
Yeah.
It's comedic justice that every one of these shows is a colossal failure to produce anything good wrestling related, and just constantly looked at and laughed at.
This was one of the shows too that you thought, this might not be a comedy. It might be a average overall show at best,
mm-hmm.
but it's not going to be embarrassing. And then this happened. So it was fitting. I will say that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that kind of covers my thoughts on the match. How about yourself?
It was shit. It was terrible. Goldberg had to come back for SummerSlam to redeem himself after this match.
I will say that this is a very easy watch. If you like terrible matches and you want to, morbid curiosity, go out of your way and see
it. Yeah, it's well worth going your way to watch. It's terrible.
Yeah, it's predictable at this point.
Yeah,
but okay, I think that pretty much covers everything out this match, and that's all for now, folks. And we will see you next time with another hands-on wrestling review.